All right, guys, I'll let everybody get in. I don't really know what we're going to work on. I don't really know what I feel like doing. These are the other two pieces that I worked on with the end pieces that were left over the other day. Well, I'm going to back the camera out just a little bit. Maybe we'll pour and then maybe play with the jelly plate. All right, let's back that out. So let me get some cups. I have one small canvas and 3 larger canvases. So I have this size canvas and I have one like that. So we can put some push pins in those. And get the Floetrol. We can maybe try one of those tree rings. I haven't tried one of those yet. All right, camera's gonna go wackadoodle because all that white. I know it's blurry. Hi, Rose. Let me fix that camera because it didn't like. Okay. It doesn't like all that white. It flashed out. So anyways, these are the two pieces that I finished off the other night. So I thought they turned out, they can go in a 6x12 frame. So I thought those turned out nice. All right, let me leave that in the screen. Bye, Rose. Yeah, if I leave this on, I like the autofocus because it helps if I'm going to change camera height. It only does that when it's all white. But we can, once we get where we want it to be, I can turn it off. Oh, I'm looking for what's right here. Hello. Let's see. All right. And all I do is I put the little tacks, excuse me, I'm going to have to hammer this on the bottom. It just helps hold it aloft and I can get the paint drips and pick it, get my fingers underneath it. All right, so that gives us an 8x10. And then the other one I have is long. All right. I don't know what colors we want to use. We'll figure that out in a minute. And we'll mix paint here in just a second. I'm just letting everybody sort of see. My tweet. All right, so let me set those aside. So that's 2 canvases that we'll use tonight. And let's, first of all, here's the watercolors. They are looking pretty good. I would say just a little more, like the silver is even cracked a little. But I would say they're basically dry. They're a little sticky to the touch, and they may always be sticky to the touch, depending on how much honey is in that watercolor medium. But we might try doing something with those in a few minutes, a little bit. All right, now I had some green paint that was left over. Let me get that down. And let's use that because let's get rid of it. And it's kind of a green, an olive green color. So let's do something with that. And build on that color. All right, I think I want a brown. And I think I want yellow. I'm going to see if I have any Naples yellow left. And I do. Let's use Naples yellow. And we'll just kind of use it up. I'm thinking Prussian blue or a turquoise. Prussian blue and this Naples yellow are really good. Here's that. Let me see if I have a Prussian blue. I think I have a Prussian blue up here. Okay, so we got Naples yellow, a Prussian blue, let's do a little bit of a brown. Only thing I don't like about these wide mouth jars is they're a little harder to pour and not make a mess. All right, here's a brown. Okay, put that up. Let's get a metallic. Let's get a metallic turquoise. This one's almost gone too, but I have another of those. And I haven't added any Floetrol. All right, that's gone. All right. Need something bright for a pop. Let's try Camden Red Deep U by Liquitex Basics. And we need, I'm just going to use Titan Buff. And that I want to mix a lot of. I'm actually going to make 2 cups. For that. And I'm not going to use any white. This will be my white. Okay. Shake this. Hi, Judy. Hi, Lisa. CB and Kimberly. Okay, I'm not going to add as much Floetrol to this Prussian because it's a craft level. It's not as thick. But I am going to add a little more to the ones that come out of the acrylic tubes. Tay started. There's... All right, then we need just a little bit in the turquoise one and a little in the red. I think that's good. Yeah. Well, I couldn't have planned that better. Out of popsicle sticks in that baggie. All right. I'll mix these up. I haven't added any silicone yet. Now, when I do, I'm not sure I want silicone in my tree ring. And I'm going to add a little bit of water. Not a lot. Just a couple squirts. Just mainly to those ones that are the Liquitex. I had a red already made. I didn't even think about that. More of a burgundy red. All right, red's good. This green is perfect. Here's the Prussian blue. Hi, Karen. Hi, Kat. All right. I don't have to add any water to the Prussian blue. For the thicker paints, the ratio is about 2 to 1. Hi, Dot. If I didn't say hello earlier. Okay, we got turquoise. Let's get the brown ready. Most people don't put silicone in their tree rings because they don't want cells. Let me fix chat. Lock that in. I'm not sure. Okay, this is the brown. This is the Maple's yellow. Which is a really good yellow for pouring. I like cells too, CB. All right. So all we have left is the Titan Buff. And I know that'll need water. All right, I'll stir this other one here for a minute. Like I said, I have 2 Titan Buffs. It's just harder to get it all the way mixed in the full cup. Without it sloshing. That's going to need more. Might need more Floetrol. So let me get some more Floetrol and add some more Floetrol. I do a little bit of everything. I don't color. I do acrylic pouring. I do collage. Sorry. Big piece of clump in the Floetrol I'm pulling out. Watercolor, pet portraits. Yeah, we can maybe do another swipe type on the bigger canvas. We'll try a tree ring on the littler one, and we'll maybe do a swipe because I'll have maybe a swipe with this cream. Hi, Lori. I'll put that there because I still. A little bit of water in this one. Still think those ivories are heavy. But I've got a lot more paint in them. In each of those cups. Okay. That's pretty good. All right. So I'll just add oil to all of them. I'm just using treadmill oil. And I am convinced that that's all that Ranger is selling with Donna Wakley. The bottle looks the same, just a little smaller. Label from her. So, where's Eileen? All right, I'm going to give each of those a little stir. Not much. Okay, one of the biggest things I think I know from watching the videos on the tree rings is it's about like not pouring up high, laying the colors on top. Well, that's kind of my opinion of Ranger, I guess. All right, so what I'm going to do is blend some cream. All right, let's do some Prussian blue, and I'm going to run it down the side because I want to kind of lay it on the top. All right, and then I want to put a little bit of this green. And then some of that turquoise. And the Naples yellow. Almost have a full cup here. Let's finish it off with a little bit of the red. All right, I'm going to let that set for just a second. I'm going to move some of these out of my way. And I don't know if I need it for this tree ring, but I think I want to put some cream on the edges. I just know that'll help it go over the edge, and that the corners will be the harder thing to get with a tree ring. All right, here we go. Like I said, I have not done this. I've seen it. And it's about pouring slow and in a circle, I think. I think I'm supposed to stay in the center, but I'm on the outside. I don't really care. Let's try going in the... I think I made too big of an arm movement. I also don't think there's enough of a pop in my colors, to be honest. So I definitely didn't do the arm motion correctly, I'm sure. All right, so let's tilt and then tilt back. If you chose the right colors, I can see this looking kind of like a rock formation, like a geode. I'm not sure I like this color combination. Okay. Let's Wipe my hands. Yeah, I need it to stay in the center. It wasn't, I don't think it was thin enough. It wasn't pouring. I know I should have stayed in the center. That went way too wide in my hand movement. Let's try torching this and see if we can get any cells to come up. Can probably get some of this ivory to lay in here. All right, let's put that up. I like that I got that to torch in that middle. I like right there. I think I'm going to let it dry as it is and see how I don't like the red right now, but when it's dry, it's going to be different. It's not going to be as bright. So I think for the next one, we're going to do a swipe, right? Let me move these. Set this up here. Okay. Now I will tell you that this canvas is bigger, so it's going to be harder to see the whole canvas. That's it. That's not bad, actually. Okay. So let's take all the paint. We're just going to put all the paint. And I'm going to put red in a few places. And I'll probably hate it. I'm not going to go in straight lines with this one, I don't think, for the colors. All right, let's put yellow. In its own places. All right, that's all the yellow. Let's put some green in a all right, get rid of that green. Okay, the brown. All right, there's the turquoise. And then we got the Prussian blue. I can hear Bob watching Kathy Griffin and being interviewed by Jimmy Kimmel in the background. It's distracting. All right, there's the Prussian blue. Okay. Let's put some of the turquoise down the sides and up at the top. Not turquoise. Oh, tight and buff. The rest of that. Okay. Got quite a bit here so I can swipe up. All right. I'm going to use the paper because I actually thought that worked a little better. In fact, I'm going to use a piece of yupo paper. And see how that does. Okay. All right, I'm on with that. Let's take that and swipe that on the paper, on the yupo. And I'm just going to pull back those colors and sort of see what I can get. Okay. And I think it needs another swipe. So I'm going to take another piece of the yupo that's smaller. I'm going to just set this aside. Okay. Let's go ahead and let that. All right, I think I got the sides pretty good. Then I'm going to let it tilt over and back this way a little bit. Okay, let's wipe off my hands so I can. It's selling up on my hands. I thought I might get more cells over here, but I'm not. I am going to tilt this way and let it run vertically. All right, I have a clean palette knife. I'm going to It's just a little too thick in a few areas. I'm going to wipe my knife off again. Let's all right. I'm going to have a bald spot right here. I need to address on the side. It's more subtle when it dries. I think we'll see a little more cells I gotta clean. I got missing paint on this one side. Where the ivory didn't go over. All right, let me flip this around real quick and check this other side to see if I have any issues on the side. Over here. All right, and down on this end. Just a couple places on the bottom. But I'm reasonably happy with how that turned out. Color combination. Hi, Julie. The yupo has some good so there's the yupo swipe. And here's another small swipe that I'll let dry. And this one has a lot of little cells. Might make a good macro picture. But I think the paper towel paper was just as good to swipe with. The yupo is a little expensive to do that with. The yellow probably mixed in with some of this brown because the brown's a little, I mean, there's little bits of yellow here and there. But we'll see how it'll dry too. All right, let me put that one down. All right, it's under the table where, oh, I did get my respirator, Shauna, in the mail today. So I have everything except for the glass and the Mueller. Oh, let me wipe that back. All right. Clean my hands off a little bit. Hi, Mindy. Yeah, I just need the set from the Natural Pigments. And then I'll order some pigments from Krimmer. And we'll attempt the rose gold. Okay, no hurry, Shauna, whenever. Okay. I have two things. We could jelly print. We could put trees on that canvas. I'm not sure I'm in the mood to do that. We could mess around with watercolor on the yupo and see if some of these are ready to use on the yupo. You want to do that? That's probably the easiest. Let's get a piece of yupo. And play with what we can get. On these. We'll use some of these. And we'll use, get some water. Get the interference. All right. The big brush. I'll try this brush too. I don't like this brush, but it might be good for like sopping a lot of water. These are the Artist Loft watercolor brushes. I don't know why I thought to try them, but they're awful. All right, so let's get some, let's just get some tube colors. Because you get, in order to get the reaction with the interference, you need a darker watercolor. So let's try some of the colors from the painting the other night. And I'm just going to put some stuff on the yupo. Actually, I lied. I'm not. This one I forgot is not acting. It's acting like it needs more glycerin. Let's try some of the vermilion. I'm just putting it over on the palette lid. Let's try some of the yellow. And let's go with the brown. Let's just use the colors that we used. The Van Dyke brown. Need a burnt umber. Okay. Let's put some. This water's already dirty. We need to get glass. Some glass containers, what I want. Hi, Pacola. Hi, Christy. All right, so let's put some water on there. And let's put some vermilion and let it do its thing. Okay. Now let's add some violet to that. This violet is really not trying to. Well, let's try some yellow. In there. Kind of let them mix. All right. Trying to get more of that pink color down in here. All right. I'm not using the brown, I don't think yet. I'm not sure I'm going to use the brown at all. Use up the rest of that yellow. I'm just trying to get some dark color on the paper before we go in with some of the others. Okay. All right, so let's clean those colors out of there real quick. Leave that brown. Might flick some brown in there later. Okay. All right, I'm going to switch to my round. Let's see if we can't get some of this pink. Now, if I were trying, I would tell you if I was trying to just do a traditional watercolor painting, the pink would come out of the pan just about right. Here's just a piece. So I have to say the experiment with the Lindy's and making the pans works just fine. Now, like if I want it to go straight to the paper from the pan, that's not so much for this necessarily. So I want to wait and let's try some interference. They seem to make the paint move really well. There's some hair from that brush. I lift it out. Okay, so let's try some of this interference purple. And you can see it just makes it move. I'm putting where I have the pink and the orange together. But I'm also gonna get my brush and throw some in this pool of orange. What I'm thinking is when this dries, that might be when I want to add some of the Lindy's on the top. And you can just sort of see how the holes are developing. That's that interference. Okay, let's try some purple. Or pink. This might be pink. The other one might have been purple. That's one thing that they could improve on their packaging for this is a label. All right, and let's go to the other set. And try some of this darker purple. This is not an interference. All right, let me spray some water in there. And I'm tempted to go with some turquoise and some gold too. It's hard to get enough color sometimes. Okay, let's try some. Yeah, I love how the interference moves it. Try some gold in there. And even the metallics, you can see when I just touch that heavier, it has to do with the difference in densities, I'm sure. Let's try a little teal in there in these light places. Now the teal and the orange don't play very nice, so I am trying to keep it in the other colors more. Some more gold in there where that orange is. And it's going to mix with that green and kind of all right, and then I just picked up some of the brighter orange. I'm going to come back in with a wet brush and splatter some of this in other areas just to kind of tie it together. I'm loving this down here. It's hard to see on camera. I'm sorry. I don't really want to take off and move the paper too much. Let me see if I can move it up just a little bit. Without disturbing it too much. That's better. All right. I'm going to try to get more purple in this orange right here. Oh, I'm going to put more teal in some places. It's hard to get enough water to inflict Okay. Let's come back with some violet, not red violet, but just violet from the tube. And I'm going to add some water to that so I can get my brush pretty full. Okay. Don't know if that helped or not. I'm liking some of the middle. I'm going to take a heat gun to it, but not very. I want it to bubble. So let's wick up some of this. Well, before we do that, let's try this. Let's try some more interference. And maybe we'll just push it away. This is like a green. Okay, trying to get a large amount. There we go. I'm going to soak up some of that. On the edges. Let's see what we can do here. To break up that. Okay. No, no, no purple. Okay, let's try some of that gold. Let's get some gold back up there. Okay, then let's go back to the interference in the turquoise. Paint down here needs to soften. And the purple interference with that pink. Try to get it in these areas. Are you talking to me? Oh, sorry. Did I change my icon? No. All right, let's draw this a little more. And then we're going to add some magicals. But I don't want it to bubble up, so it's probably all the heat you can take. But I am going to try to wick a little more color off. Okay, let's come back in. These are the magicals. I'm just sprinkling some of that pink. In. Okay. I'll put this pink where the orange was. Okay. Let me wipe this clean. I got purple paint up in my hand. All right, get rid of a couple more paper towels. I should send those paper towels to Janet. Yeah, I don't know what this will end up being. All right, let's get some of the turquoise magicals. Now, these are one of the ones that are the wettest. All right, I'm going to let that dry just like that. I'm going to get rid of that brown paint. Give me just a second. All right, let me put the interference up. I'll let that dry the way it is. Let me put those tubes up. Okay, just so you can sort of see. Oh, that was that dark green. Not my turquoise. There's the lighter green. There's that blue. That was probably my teal that I wanted. This is the black, gray kind of color. Let's that's the green, like I said. Let some of that work its way out. All right, and let's take that back. I will tell you, I tried putting some gauze on one of these the other day, and the gauze just stuck. And I had to, I mean, it was a mess. I had to add paint back. Let me move those out of the way. Okay, there's some areas that need pink. This area right in here needs softened with some pink. Like, I should be saving these. I'm going to put some more of the Lindy's in here. Where it was too orange. And I'm going to put some down here too, where it's too yellow. Needs that pink. All right, and then let's go to the interference again in the pink. And I still have Lindy's on my brush, so I just want to give that little corner. Splatter some of that back behind it on top of that turquoise blue. And then let's go with a little bit of that purpley pink in there too. And some of the turquoise. Okay. With that. Ian, I saw your Elvis. The sketch came out good. What medium are you going to? I know you're going to transfer him to a canvas or something. I didn't know if you're going to watercolor or do acrylic. And hi, by the way. Okay. So I'm going to hit this with a heat gun gently because I have managed to not warp it. But I just want to dry some of that color. And maybe even whip some of it off. Okay, the only thing I think it needs is maybe a little bit of the turquoise. Blue. Flicked on top, back in some of those areas in that dark. This is the Lindy's. It's like a time travel teal. Okay, and then let's take those back a little bit. Now, I kind of think that these pans are going to stay sort of sticky and wet. So I think it would be important to store it level. But I noticed when I put these away wet the other day and they were not stored at an angle. See how it sloshed over on this side? Because I had it so wet. So I think keeping that stored a little more flat might help. I'm actually fairly pleased with that. I don't know what I'm going to do with these yupos. They'll probably become a background for a bunny or something. They are shimmery. It's going to flash out here. I've got orange up under it too. Clean my brush off and put it up. Yeah, I'm really having a good time with the moving the interference paints with the watercolors on the yupo. This is really still wet underneath. And it's not really dark. It's very pastel. Probably got a little muddy up here and maybe down here, but I don't know that I would use it all in one piece. I am going to do one piece like Patty's, but I managed to not warp it. You have to be really careful drying it. But I think it'd be pretty with a bunny on top of it or something. It might be pretty cut up and used in a collage. Before I could use it in a collage, I think what I will do is probably coat my gel plate in like gel medium and then lay it straight down and not move it around too much, but get a good coating without having to do brush marks. Either that or spray it with something to seal it. Yeah, some way of sealing it where it doesn't move a whole lot. So it might be some real light coats of a spray. It would have to be super light though, so that if it's anything too liquid, it's either going to be a jelly plate or a light spray. And I might do one with test each one. I don't have any spray right now. But that is kind of it for me. So here's the first canvas. It didn't really sell up much more anywhere. And we'll see if, it's not my colors in the, but it'll be somebody's colors. And then here's the big one. That we did the swipe. This one reminds me of peacock feathers. And I might do a big peacock guy and put them right down there because those sell. And it would look like the feathers straight up. If I put the peacock down right here in the middle area. So I'll probably do, I've got a couple that might need little peacocks on them. You never know what you're going to find on the floor. Mermaid tail. This is the jelly printed side. I actually think I like this side. See, this would be pretty with a mermaid on it. In fact, that may be what I end up doing on there. Because that little tail right there looks pretty, is a pretty good match. But this would have to be sealed before this could go on there. But that's it for me. I don't know if anybody else is streaming. I know Ange is not streaming tonight. She said yesterday she wasn't going to stream. So. Thanks, Dot. All right, guys. I will see you later on the internet or tomorrow. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow or not. We've got the Ring doorbell people coming. Bob has a funeral to play. And there was something else going on tomorrow. But I don't know what it is. So if I stream, it will be later in the afternoon. I mean, I'll tweet if I'm going to stream. We might try jelly plating this and sealing it and doing that. I also have trees to paint, but I may not paint those on canvas, on the camera. I hate painting trees. All right, peeps. I will see you later. Thanks for watching.